Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Rebekka Kaur, and in this video, I'm going to share with you all top 10 Notion templates that you need in your life. So, without wasting any time, let's get started. The first one on our list is called the Happiness Bar Journal, which does exactly how the name goes like. The first section of this template has three aspects. The first one is called Time to Manifest, which is a manifestation list. And the second is called the Scribble, where you write all your daydreams and all the thoughts that go through your mind. You can be all free. And the third is called Write Yourself a Letter, where you write a letter to your future self. Coming to the next section, which is a daily journal section. Once you open the page, you will see many things to fill in. First is, of course, the date, and the second is how are you feeling on that certain day. And the best thing that I liked about this thing is that we have an option which is called undecided, because honestly there are days when we don't really know how we feel. And then we have the best days section. So if the day was really good and you loved how it went, then you just can tick it off. And then we have the property, where we can fill in that are we going to put in a self-care or wellness tip in our daily journal, or it's just rambling about how the day exactly went like. So if you have any wellness or self-care tip, you can just put it in here and you can just look back in the future and come across a tip that you wrote in the past, and that would be really helpful. And then we have the happiness station, where you focus on all the things that your mind, body, and soul loves. Seeing them in front of your eyes each and every day will make you stay in touch with those habits or with those exercises that you love, and which will make you obviously a very happy person. And then we have your best day section. So in our daily journal section, whatever days will be ticked off as best day, they will all fall under this category. And seeing all your best days under one section is really helpful and makes you really happy. The next one on our list is called the subscription tracker, where you can keep track of all your subscriptions in just one place. The best thing about this particular template is that even if you're paying for a subscription on monthly basis, it calculates for you and shows you how much you will be paying at the end of the year. Because sometimes we think, okay, $2 is not going to make a lot of difference. But if you're going to do that for each and every subscription, you're going to be paying a lot at the end of the year. And this app does it for you in advance to make you clear that, okay, is it worth it to go for that particular app or not? We come across so much of information from online world on daily basis, and our mind processes a lot of it. And sometimes we come across a piece of information which can be a blog post, a podcast, or a book, which is life-changing. It leaves a very deep impression on us. And we want to remember it for a long time, but let's be honest, we are humans and we forget. And this is where this resonance calendar comes in picture. Here you can keep track of all the data like podcast, blog post, books, even a piece of advice you got from someone in just one place. And you will have the luxury of never forgetting it, because you will have all the data you were inspired from in just one place. And you also have an option to add URLs, because just in case it was a blog post or a podcast, you can just directly visit the link without any troubles. And if it was a piece of information or advice which came from offline world, you can write a summary of what you learned from it, and you can even add pictures. So this resonance calendar really comes in handy. Our next template is called Decision Journal, which comes in really handy when it comes to making decisions. The first section of this template has two columns. One is called pros and the other is called cons. On the pros sides, you write the positive aspect of a particular decision, and on the cons side, you can write what could go wrong. And even if you're not able to decide after filling that table, you can go further and do the decision journaling, which covers a lot of questions which go on as what is the decision you are considering, what is the background situation of the decision, and how do you feel mentally and physically about it. And once you're done doing that journaling and you're done making decision, you can come back after 5-6 months and review that Did you end up making the right decision or not? Our next template is called the Household Task Tracker, and it is exactly what the name says. And this template works in two ways. One is that you are living with your pretty housemates, and there are tasks such as cleaning, cooking, and cleaning kitchen, bathroom, living room, doing grocery shopping. And whenever a particular housemate does a particular task, you just have to select their name, you have to put the date, and you just have to check off that particular activity they did. This way you can keep track of how much a particular housemate is putting in the work for daily activities and keeping the house maintained. And the other way of using this template is that you're living alone, and for that you have to delete the Who column in the task tracker, and you have to delete the housemates gallery view. And then when you are supposed to, for example, do cooking on a particular day, you have to select the date. For example, it's coming Monday, so you select the date and the date for that, and then you check off the cooking activity. So whenever you open a household task tracker, you will see that on coming Monday I am supposed to do the cooking. Our next template is called budget planning, which is so important. Here you can keep track of all your expenses in just one place, even if it's just $1. That's a great habit to have. So you can decide the category of the expense, whether it was home, food, work, or entertainment. You can put in the date, and you can also comment regarding that particular expense. Maybe it was not worth making, so you just have to add a little note there. And you can also view this particular table on a monthly basis, just in case you have to see how much expense you made in September or October or November. And you can also view this table on the basis of the category of expense. So you get to see that way, I am spending too much on food, or I'm spending too much on home items. So it's a great tool to have. Coming over to the Eisenhower metrics. Now when we make to-do list, we write them as from important to not so important criteria. But Eisenhower metrics sees tasks in a different manner. It divides the task into 4 ways: urgent and not so urgent, important and not so important. There could be tasks which could be important, but they could not be urgent. For example, cleaning the room. And there could be tasks which could be important and as well as urgent. For example, taking the car to garage. So this Eisenhower matrix solves that problem. And when we move further into the template, we have a matrix here. The horizontal section says urgent and not so urgent, and the vertical section says important and not so important. And we can also move around the task in this matrix very easily from one column to another column, which makes handling it pretty much very easier. And it also makes you see your life in a much more clarified and easy manner, as you can know which task to pick on first. Coming on to the beauty and skincare tracker. Now this template can be really useful for people who love to indulge themselves in beauty and skincare. I personally love skincare and see it as a form of self-care activity. So as I accumulate more products, I write them in my list. I add the name, the brand, the color of the product, what is the type of the product, the rating, and what do I have to comment about that particular product. And as the time goes on and I sometimes forget about the products I used to have and they were good, I'm like, I need to try that once again. And if I end up buying something that was not good, I can use it as a reference in future so I don't make that mistake again. So it's a beautiful thing to have on your Notion. Our next template is called Book Notes, and it comes in really handy for people who love reading. I personally do. So we come across good books, we love them, we fall in love with what the book has taught us, but we are not really able to translate that piece of information from book to our real life because we forget what we have learned over time. And this is where this template comes in handy. We have to put the information regarding the book, the name, whether it was fiction, non-fiction, the name of the author, and the genre of the book, the date we finished it, and the rating of the book. And then we have to open the blog and we have to put this certain piece of information in there. We have to explain the book in 3 sentences, the impressions the book left on us, who should read that particular book, how the book changed our life, the top 3 quotes we pick from that book, and the summary and notes section, which is totally optional. If you want to fill it, it can be as long as you can see on the screen right now, or it can be as short as you want to keep it. I personally ditch the summary and notes section for now, but maybe I would love to fill in for the future. And it's totally up to you whether you want to start with the summary or notes section from the first day itself, or you want to take it slow. But either way, this template is really helpful for people who are readers. Our final template is called goals, which is not less than any of the templates we have talked about. I am using this template from past 2 years and I absolutely love it. Here we put in the goals we have to achieve in a particular year, and they can be divided in 2 ways: to do, doing, or done criteria, or it could be divided by due date, which is quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, and quarter 4. The whole year has 4 quarters, and you can divide your goals on the basis of quarters, which is like really great. I love to see it as quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, and quarter 4 because it makes me feel very organized and it makes me very clear that what I have to achieve in a particular quarter. And then when we create a goal, we have the sections to fill: the status, whether it's in to do, doing, or done section; the tags, whether it's in the finance, life, health section; and then we have the quarter section to fill in. And whenever we will open the goals page, we will know the goals we have to achieve in a particular time frame of the whole year. It's simple, but it's amazing. So guys, that was it for today's video. Let me know in the comment section below which template was your favorite, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!